Profile share via email report story. Ufer's third POV. Hey, Ochako. Would you like to go out? Like, on a date sometime? Izuku rubbed the back of his neck, cheeks beet red. Ochako giggled, finding the whole thing cute. Sure, where are we going to go? She sweetly asks. Izuku's cheeks somehow managed to get redder. Um, maybe to the movies or something. Maybe a walk around the park. Izuku wasn't sure if he would have been able to get the words out of his mouth. Ochako smiled at him. Okay, the usual everyday date. When? Ochako says. Izuku rubs his arm. How about tomorrow, if you're free? Izuku said, looking at the ground. Ochako nodded. Okay, then I'll see you tomorrow. Ochako said, waving as she ran inside her house. Izuku blushed, waving back. Yes, Izuku whispered, pumping a fist. It was until the day for the date came that the two realized that they weren't ready for this. At all, Ochako ran around her room, trying to find the best clothes for this. Ugh, is this a casual date? Or a fancy one? Okay, think. We're going to the movies and then walking around a park. Casual date. Ochako runs to her closet and picked out a casual, but pretty, shirt. A normal plain pink nice shirt. And then some beautiful light blue mixed with light gray jeans. Actually, never mind, it's hot outside. I'm gonna go with jean shorts. She grabbed the same colored short jean shorts. She put the clothes on. Okay, now, I need to smell nice. Ochako ran to her desk, finding the perfume and spraying some on. About 2 squirts is enough. Then deodorant. Nice hair. She found her hairbrush at the same place she found her perfume. Ochako ran to the bathroom and stood in front of the mirror, brushing her hair until there was no sign that she ever had unbrushed hair. Makeup. One makeup thing later, she was back inside her room, running around, trying to find the best pair of shoes to wear. Where? Izuku, on the other hand, already found the clothes he was going to wear. He only has one pair of shoes. A nice white shirt that says, T-shirt, and some dark blue skinny jeans. He was in his bathroom, in front of the bathroom mirror, trying to calm down his hair. Throwing water in it actually kind of worked, but he knew it wouldn't work forever. Just for a little bit. It took a while, but the two finally got ready for the date. Izuku ate breakfast and then left his house to go over to Ochako's. He made it to Ochako's and knocked on the door. Ochako ran to the door and opened it. She was glad about her choice of clothes when she saw Izuku also in casual clothes. Hey, ready to go? Izuku asked with a small smile. Ochako nodded. Midoriya reached out his hand for her to hold. She gladly took it hand in hand. They walked out of the neighborhood, ready to start the date. First, they went to the mall, which has a movie theater inside it. They picked a movie to watch and watched it 2 hours later. The movie ended and they just walked around the mall for a while. Were your parents mad about the whole detention thing? Izuku asked. Ochako looked at the ground. Yeah, sorry, she said, feeling a little guilty. Izuku looked at Ochako. Hey, no, you have nothing to be sorry about. Izuku tried to cheer her up. Yeah, I do. I basically forced you to pull a prank on Bakugo, again. Knowing full well that yours and my parents' relationship were on the rocks, and if we get caught, then it would be game over in any approval of them letting you even be in the same room as me. Ochako explained. Sorry if that whole sentence of what Ochako just said makes no sense whatsoever. Now would be a good time to explain. When Izuku and Ochako got sent to the principal's office, Aizawa wanted them expelled. But when Nezu and them were alone, all they got was a detention. Aizawa, seeing their previous school's record, them getting office referrals, in school detentions, he wanted to teach those kids about how to act right. Promoted stories. You'll also like, Just Feeling Better. 100k 2.5k. After a long break, Izuku returns changed and feeling better than ever. What will the class think of their cinnamon roll? This story goes through, in short, of his Chan. Stay with me tilde and Iswocha. 68.4k 1.1k and quad. Please don't do this, I need you. Please, stay with me and quad. Izuku and Ochako are close friends who both like each other. They become closer and closer, then trade. A million reasons. Iswocha fanfic. Under. 70.8k 988. Ochako Uraraka and Izuku Midoriya have always had feelings for each other, but they never wanted to admit it. They have always wanted to find opportunities to tell each. I can't lose you. 23.8k 631. Warning spoiler warning. Mentions of the events leading up to, including and following the internship arc. Warning Katsuki has always been bad at expressing his feelings, but when My feelings for you Iswocha short story. 31.2k 587. Ochako Uraraka has been best friends with Izuku Midoriya since their first year at Ua High School. She has also had a crush on him since then, but has never told him. BU. My boyfriend Toki. Todoroki X Fem. Deku. 102k 1.8k. Uncompleted never will be God I hate this. Izuku and Todoroki have always been friends, from the time they were youngins to when Bakugo boldly confessed to Izuku aft. A Villain's Bright Side Izuku x Ochako. 181k 3.3k and quad. I've never met someone like you, but I'm glad I did and quad. And quad, pray you'll have a quirk in your next life, and take a swan dive off the roof. And quad. And so Izuku D. For those who don't understand crap I just put up there, office referrals are papers that the principal give you, basically telling your parents everything you did and saying you got in trouble. Your parent has to sign it and you have to bring it back to the principal. I don't really know much about it since every time I got one I was little and didn't really know why I got one. In school detention, you just sit in the school's office while the teachers force you to do work while you're isolated from everyone. I'm not explaining the rest. And he's going to teach those kiddos by expelling them. Nezu explains to Izuku and Ochako, something about Aizawa not really liking his job and wanting to expel every kid in the school. So, they just got let off with a detention. You didn't force me to do anything, Ochako. It was my choice to go with it or not. You just encouraged me to stand up for myself. Izuku explains in a comfortable manner. Ochako smiled and looked up at Izuku. Well, at least we both now know that you're not a wimp, she half-jokingly said. Izuku smiled. Yeah, I'm a brave boy. Izuku raised a fist. Come on, let's ditch this mall. Ochako said, running to the exit. Izuku follows. They walk all the way to the park, which was almost halfway across the town from the mall. We go to this park a lot. Izuku noticed. Yeah, it's almost as if the author knows nowhere else to go. Ochako replies. Wait, what? Izuku alarmingly looks at Ochako. Okay, let's retry that. We go to this park a lot. Izuku noticed. Yeah, but where else should we go? This place is beautiful. Ochako looks around. Izuku nods his head, agreeing with Ochako. Ochako stares at a tree, before beginning to climb it. Izuku follows. The tree was next to a lake. Izuku and Ochako sat on a branch that was strong enough to hold both of them. They were facing the water, getting a beautiful view. The day went by fast, and the sun was now setting. Izuku looked over at Ochako, who looked back at him. To him, everything about her is beautiful. It doesn't matter where she is sitting, he will always see her as beautiful. But, right now, with the sun setting, putting that beautiful color of light onto her, she was wonderful. They both leaned in, lips connecting to one another's. It wasn't the first time they kissed, but, every time they do kiss it always feels like it's separating. They smiled at each other. They looked back out at the view. This time, the sun was gone and the stars left a reflection off the water. Come on, let's go home. I don't want you to get in trouble for being out this late, Izuku said, climbing down from the tree. Ochako followed him down. Once down from the tree, Izuku reached out his hand for her to take. He walked her home, and the date ended. Dash 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 dot. School was hell for Izuku again. The second years that were there the day he got picked on were back again. They decided to pick on Izuku again, Kachan joining in once he saw it the second years. They get their pent-up anger towards someone else, and they let it out on Midoriya. Using him as a punching bag, Izuku hates it, but there's nothing he can do about it. All he can do is just let them shove and kick him around. Step all over him. Let them punch him, kick him around, step all over him. Let them feel power over someone that's weaker than them. When he gets to the classroom after the horrible start to his day, he sees Ochako. But, he isn't really happy to see her as normal. This time, it's different. He still likes her, but he doesn't think he deserves her. Someone as weak as him. Someone as useless as him. Worthless as him. As much of a loser as him. He thinks she deserves someone way better than him. Ochako notices Izuku and waves to him. He doesn't wave back. Instead, he just stands there, staring at her with a sorrowful stare. After all of these years, he finally lets the words and beatings get to him. Ochako notices Izuku's sad actions. She got up and ran over to him. Izuku, are you okay? She softly asks him. He stares at her for a little bit. Can I talk to you in private real quick? He asks. Yeah, sure. She replies, walking out of the classroom. They walk down the hall. Are you sure you're okay with me? Izuku asks, cutting straight to the point. Ochako looks at Izuku with surprise. What do you mean? Ochako asks. Izuku looks at her. Are you okay with a loser like me? Izuku asks, no hesitation. Ochako looks at Izuku, sad that he thinks that about himself. Izuku, you're not a loser. I know Bakugo may call you that sometimes, but it's not true. Nothing he says about you is true. Ochako softly explains. It's not just him. Izuku trail off, not really wanting her to know that more people than just Bakugo is picking on him now. Ochako looks at Izuku with concern. What do you mean, it's not just him? She asks, worries that more people are picking on him. Izuku sighs, he knows he's gonna have to tell her now. Well, Kachan managed to get people to pick on me. I don't know if it's just that I'm a easy target, or I'm just that much of a loser. There has to be a reason that people pick on me every school I go to. Izuku explains, looking at the ground. Ochako feels bad for Izuku. She also doesn't understand why people pick on Izuku all the time. Izuku sighs. I don't know, Ochako. Maybe you're better off with someone else. Izuku said, turning around to go back to the classroom. Before he can take a step away, Ochako grabs his arm, not letting him go anywhere. Izuku, if I wanted to be with someone else, I wouldn't have kissed you back that night. I wouldn't have told you that I liked you. I wouldn't have held your hand. And I wouldn't have kissed you on that tree yesterday. Ochaok explained. Izuku blushed, but it quickly went away. Ochako. Izuku trailed off. I don't deserve you. He continued. Izuku. You do. Ochako said. I just want you to be happy. I don't want to drag you down with me. Izuku began to tear up. Izuku, you do make me happy. It's okay, I want to be with you. I like you and only you. Ochako said, also tearing up. I feel guilty. Izuku said, looking back at the ground. Ochako smiled and hugged him. In the comforting arms of his girlfriend, he calmed down. He smiled and hugged her back. I'm sorry if I broke your heart a little. I'm so selfish, Izuku said, a tear leaving his eye. It's okay, Izuku. I get what you were trying to do. Ochako said, tightening the hug. After a couple of quiet minutes, they let go of the hug. Let's go back to class, Ochako said, grabbing Izuku's hand and walking back to class with him. They sat at their seats that were across the room from each other. Ochako took a couple of worried glances towards Izuku before just letting the whole thing go. He's okay now, hopefully. He just needs her by his side, and he'll be happy. School ended. Iida already went his way home and left Izuku and Ochako to walk alone. Hey, Izuku, you wanna come to my place? Ochako innocently asked. Izuku blushed. And do what? He hesitantly asked. Ochako questionably looked at Midoriya, before realizing what he was thinking. Izuku, get your mind out of the gutter. Ahem, to play video games. I've been wanting to play Mario Kart with someone, it's kinda boring with the CPUs. Ochako explained, her cheeks turning a deep shade of red. Okay, Izuku agreed. They make it to Ochako's house, going in and sitting on the couch. I'm gonna go get snacks. Ochako said, getting up. Izuku looks around. Hey, your parents home? Izuku asks Ochako. No, they have to work late. Ochako says, coming back with chips and sodas. Izuku was kinda relieved, he doesn't want death glares from her father. Ochako turns on the TV and putting the Mario Kart disc in, they spend hours playing the game. When are your parents getting home? Izuku asks after they finish another track. Don't know, Ochako replies. Izuku nods his head, for no reason really. Hey, let's bet on whoever wins this time, Ochako says, looking away from the screen and at Izuku. Izuku looks back at her. Okay, what are the bets? Izuku asks. I don't know at the moment, but whoever wins, they get whatever they want, Ochako says, starting another map to race on. Izuku nods. Alright, Izuku says, getting ready to race. The cloud thing counts down. Once it says go, Ochako and Izuku take off. In the end, Izuku won. Alright, what ya want? Ochako asks, getting up to go get more sodas. They already finished the 4 they had, getting 2 each. The spilled half of the content from slapping remotes with sodas in hand. Izuku also gets up and grabs her arm. I already got what I want, Izuku says, turning Uraraka around and pressing his lips onto hers. Ochako smiles into the kiss. They soon break it. Good, I don't have to spend money on you. Ochako happily says. Izuku puts on a goofy grin. No, why would you? He asks, chuckling. Izuku was about to walk around her to go get more snacks, but trips on his shoelace and falls to the ground, bringing Ochako down with him. Ouch! Says Ochako from under Izuku. Izuku leans up and looks at Ochako below him with surprise. Ah, Ochako, you okay? He asks, rubbing his hand on her cheek in a comforting manner. Just then, they hear the front door open, and a gasp from across the room. Izuku's and Ochako's eyes widen, knowing exactly who it is. Hello, okay, I was originally going to put the whole event into this chapter, but I decided not to. Good day or night, weird kid. Where stories live. Discover now.